Tonight, see what truly exists inside the world of the paranormal. Inside. Join the discussion and review some of the best paranormal evidence captures from a wide variety of experienced and up-and-coming investigators. See and hear what they capture, where they captured it, and how they captured it. Right now on Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence. I am Chris Allgood.
I am Audrey Keeler.
I am Kayce Rathmann.
And I am Kayce Rathmann.
I'm Lourdes Gonzalez.
And I am not sure why we sound like we're meeting ourselves for the first time.
Every day is a new day.
That's right.
Right. And how exciting, we're all complete. Look at that.
What's your name again?
My name is Rico Suave.
Rico.
So good.
Welcome back, everybody.
We're all together again. Yay!
Yeah.
So I have a couple things we want to talk about, but first of all, Ron, is there something you want to tell us?
Yeah, I'm not really 6'5" like I've told people. I'm sorry.
Your name's not really Rico Suave.
That's also a lie.
Dang.
That's true. Is it this?
Yes. Yes.
Book 2 is out. It came out last week. ITC Technomancy, Magical World of Electronic Spirit Communication. There is a chapter in this book called TRV, Tony Rathmann Voices.
Awesome.
He got to share a little bit of his thoughts, and also it's a little more philosophy, a little bit more methodology, and I talk about different things like interacting with quantum physics stuff and biocentrism and different things, and also an honor to have had Mr. Steve Holte write the foreword for this one.
Steve.
That's cool.
And about the author was written by Richard Michella from the Jersey Paranormal Project. That's right there. So I'm excited to have it. I was looking forward to this book even more than the first one because I got a chance to talk about the stuff that I think, the stuff that that we theorized for a long time. I was really happy to have Tony's contribution to it because Tony's a guy that I knew was going to get on the bike, no training wheels necessary, and be pulling wheelies out of the gate, and he's done that. So this is really cool.
There was a training wheel session. Those first couple of weeks, man, I was struggling like crazy, and you walked me through getting it to function. But
he's so frustrated.
Oh man, every night I'd come home and mess, and I just couldn't get it. And then you walked me through it, and then it went well from there. But it was a struggle.
Yeah.
Oh, you tried that at the Globe.
I did. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
That's good. That's cool. I look forward to what you get.
Also available on Amazon, right?
Yes, both books are available on Amazon. And then next weekend we'll be at the New Jersey Para Unity Expo, running the ITZ exhibit again. The following week we're doing a special event at the Shanley Hotel, and then a book signing for the first book, and I'll have the second one by then at the Paranormal Speaking book at the Shanley Labor Day weekend. So
Cool.
Now that's available already in Amazon, like right now. You can get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both books are on Amazon right now, and the third one is underway.
Wow.
Third one.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
He thinks he's going to stop at 3, but he's not. I'm sure he's going to keep writing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I appreciate everybody like Mr. ERRT Radio who took the time to buy the first one, read it, even review it. So, yeah, the support's been great, and I really do appreciate it. This is my legacy for my son. This is me having my voice in a field that I've dedicated over 10 years of my life to. And so if I'm 100% right or 100% wrong or somewhere in the middle with what I think, it's what I spent my time doing and sharing it. So I'm grateful for everybody's support. I am.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Good job.
That's
Good
awesome.
job, brother. Good job. Hey, there is one thing I want to promote real quick. So if you look really close, the North American Paraunification. So this is a Facebook page anybody can go to. Anybody that's been in the field for a while, anybody that's not been in the field for a while, anybody that's got questions, anybody that wants to do any shameless plugging of where they're at, where they can be found, any evidence you want to post. Scott Riddick of Piedmont Paranormal is the admin on it, but I'm also helping him monitor it. It's a place where people can talk and ask questions, and we'll answer everything we can. And if there's questions that you have that I can't answer, I've got all these people you see in front of you that I can use as resources. Right, yes, this wonderful panel right here. There's Scott right there.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. Scott's he's one of those guys that serves as an example of the never-ending student. Like, he's good at what he does. He knows how to investigate well, and he's always open and listening and learning. And that's I do that to this day. I know you guys all do that. There's so many other people with so many different backgrounds. Learn from everybody. Listen to everybody. Find your own way in the middle of that.
That's right. I'm going to post that one more time. That's what that Facebook page is all about, is what Ron just said.
That's awesome.
Example. That's exactly what it's all about. So we can learn from each other. And any questions that you guys want answered, if I can't answer it, if Scott can't answer it, if somebody else on the Facebook page can't answer it, we've got plenty of resources we can reach out to get you answers. But that's basically no holds barred, no judgment whatsoever. Anything you want to post on there, anything you want to promote on there, that's what that page is for. I promised Scott I'd show it tonight because we're going to be monitoring it pretty close. So
that's good.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Nice. Because we have so much free time.
Have day jobs
between work and investigations and podcasts and
Nice.
That's all right.
All right, so we have a very special lady coming on tonight. Her name is Kayce Rathmann. She's a paranormal not the Rathmans you see up here in the corner. This is a different Rathmann with two N's, no relations, but she's got some pretty cool evidence. She is a paranormal investigator for REAP Investigation West Coast. Kayce is a paranormal investigator. She loves and adores her team, which you have to, or try getting stuck in a haunted house with people you don't like all night long. Doesn't work.
Yep.
She's a wife and mom of two amazing boys. Her family owns a haunted restaurant, which she works at part-time as well as investigates at, and she's actually sitting there right now as we speak.
Oh, very cool.
She's been investigating for about 6 years. She loves the paranormal field and is always looking to prove that the paranormal exists. Let's bring Kayce in. Everybody say hi to Kayce.
Hey, Kayce.
Hi, Kayce.
Hi.
Oh,
how are you guys?
Good.
We're good. You had me at haunted restaurant.
I know.
and she's sitting in right now. So when the drawer's behind
I
her,
know. I'm keeping
Right.
an eye on
Yeah.
my shoulders and
I want to see a bag of chicken in breadcrumbs shake itself and then spontaneously combust to cook it.
Right? That'd be great.
Yeah, right?
That'd be a great capture.
Kayce's
I'd like
going
to
home
see that.
and takes it out to the table that ordered it too.
Right? That's my job.
All right.
And Reap,
where's
there
that
was
at,
Reap,
Kayce?
Reap investigation too. We worked with Mr. Reap on the East Coast a couple times.
Okay. Yeah, they're such great people. I love Bill and Chris. And my
Yeah,
team,
that's
they're
all.
amazing. Everybody's fantastic. It feels like family. Trust me, I've been with groups before that it wasn't like a family atmosphere. There were people that were just about their own, forwarding in the field and not about the group as a whole. And we mesh well. We all have different gifts and we all have different things that we're good at, and it blends so well together. We always get great evidence.
And you also investigate with Michelle LeBaron, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
He's the best.
Is it LeBaron or
Yeah.
is it LeBron? Do I keep it?
It's
saying it wrong?
LeBaron.
LeBaron.
Yes.
Michelle's gonna kick my ass. I keep saying
Let's see if she's there.
She's at work, but she may see it later. She'll call you later.
it. You'll see it later. I'll get yelled at on Facebook.
You can
Sorry.
bet on that.
Right?
She's a trip.
Sometimes Chris is
Yeah.
dyslexic. Sorry. All right, Kayce. So tell us what got you hooked on the paranormal. What did you have an experience? Did you go investigating with someone?
No, actually, I've been seeing spirits since I was really little, since I can remember. I have a twin sister, and my brother. We all have seen stuff that we can't explain. Back in those days, they told you, if you see things like that, we don't tell people about that. We don't talk about
Right.
that. So we didn't talk about it, and the less and less I talked, the less I was seeing things. So, and then it kind of, I still saw things, but not as much. I hear more, I feel more, I definitely feel it more. And then when we moved to Nevada, we started noticing more haunted things. And then after that, we, as soon as I got married to my husband, the old restaurant we had, it was not haunted, but as soon as we moved to this restaurant 11 years ago, I realized from day one that there's something here, because we were hearing voices, things were being moved around. We were in the process of remodeling, and there used to be an old IHOP, so we completely gutted the place and started over. So I would be up on scaffolding painting, and I would hear my name called, and there's nobody else in the building. It was just me. And I'd jump down, go outside, try to find who's talking, and called my husband, had him come in, check the roof, check inside the rafters to see if there was somebody in there, and there wasn't. So then we realized it was haunted. When we started this place, one of our chefs, one of our cooks, he came to us, and he heard me talking to my husband, because I kept saying, I know there's a man here. Like, he's always here. He doesn't go away. And so he looked at me, and he didn't say anything. And he goes, well, my best friend was a chef here with me, and he died in the middle of the kitchen and the dining room. He had a heart attack and passed away here in the building.
Wow.
And we confirmed that that's him. And then there's a hotel next door that's kind of creepy, and the freeway's next door, and there's train tracks, and we get a lot of spiritual activity.
Right.
So it was picking up more. And then I've worked at places that have had spirits. So it seems like it's progressively building.
Would you say that your special of the day is Rudy Fruity, Haunted, and Spooky?
No, depends on what day it is. But yes, there's always something going on. And we have people who will come in, and they'll sit down, and they'll be talking to someone, and then they turn around and there's no one there. And then they come to us, and they're like, hey, I was just talking to somebody, and now they're gone. Like, I think I'm freaking out.
Wow.
I'm like, no, it's cool. It's just the spirits.
And stuff moves on its own. Stuff is moving on.
It does. Yeah, we do have poltergeist.
It could still be an IHOP. It could be an international house of poltergeist.
Right.
There you go.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a good one.
Nice.
We do have poltergeist activity here. So
Wow.
Kayce, question. So, were you an investigator before you bought that restaurant?
no, I wasn't. I wanted to be, but
Ah.
it was one of those times where I talked about it with my husband and my kids. I'm like, I want to do that someday. And my husband was like, okay, whatever. Great. And then I used to do theater, and a friend of mine who was in that theater, she goes, my daughter's a ghost hunter. Do you want to meet her? I'm like, hell yeah, I do. Absolutely. So then it went from there, and I met with the whole group and joined that group. And luckily for me, that didn't work out, because now I'm with REAP investigations, but it opened me up to a whole new world and a whole new family. And now things are coming together a lot more, and I'm seeing more, I'm feeling more, and the more I do it, the more it's coming. So
Right.
Follow-up question. Sorry, guys. I'm just curious. Who is the best cook, you or your husband?
oh, absolutely, my husband, for sure. For sure. He's the president of the Chefs Association for Northern Nevada.
Oh, wow.
Certified executive chef. He's one step away from being a certified master chef. So definitely him.
Oh, wow.
And he told my kids when they were really little, they were babies, that when I asked them, I'd cook them things, and I'd ask them, hey, is everything good? Does it taste good? And he goes, yes, mommy, daddy says to tell us it tastes good, even though it tastes like shit. And he's 4, so yeah, that's definitely my husband.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
And he knows it.
Oh, he absolutely knows it. Yeah. And then I'd say my kids are really good cooks. My youngest son, who's 22, he's our pit master, so he smokes all our meat here. And my other son also did that for a while. He's in the oh goodness, the I can't even think of it. I'm so sorry. He wants to be a welder, so he's going to school for that right now. So he's in the union for that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So he got tired of working for his dad and decided he wanted to go somewhere else. But he still helps us quite a bit. And it's,
Welders make good money.
they
Yeah.
do make money, yeah.
Ooh.
So, and it's funny because my oldest son, he sees spirits and he'll openly admit it, and my youngest pretends like they're not there and that he doesn't notice. Like he's
Right.
So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Still makes him a little nervous. He'll get
Yeah, it
used to it.
does. Absolutely.
I agree, Scott.
Keep it clean, Scott. Keep it clean. All right, so Kayce's got some good stuff. So let's start with the images that you brought in.
Okay.
And these aren't named, so I'm going to try and go. That's kind of why I reviewed them with you prior to the show starting, so we could go through them. So we're going to start with the mirror pics.
Okay.
So tell us about this one. Where were you? What were you doing? What did you capture? And while she's talking, everybody pay really close attention to the darkness in the doorway behind her.
Oh yeah.
So this was in the Washoe Club in the members only bathroom. I was in there a year ago, and I was with my nieces, my 12-year-old and 9-year-old niece. And they wanted to take pictures, and I told them, I said, this bathroom creeps me out. I don't like it. I've never been able to go in here by myself. I always have to have people with me. And so we were snapping pictures, and if you look up in the upper right hand corner, you can kind of see two faces.
Yep, I see you.
There's
You look
one
really
that,
close. One looks like LeBron James.
yeah. They cut, and I didn't realize it, but other people who work at Washoe Club have taken pictures of that same spirit. And then the one to the left of it, that one, Michelle LeBaron she's taken pictures and has gotten almost the same thing, which shocked me. But that one, the one on the right of it, kind of freaks me out because I'm like, oh God, that's almost like a clown face, and that freaks me out.
Yeah.
But that was, I wasn't even looking for that. And my niece actually, after I sent her the pictures, she sent it back to me. She's like, Aunt Kayce, did you see the picture you took? And I said, yeah. She's like, look at that.
Well, you're in
And
the members only section. He almost has a look on his face like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little.
So it was kind of creepy, and I didn't even notice it at the time we took the pictures. And then the second one.
Yeah, let's go to that one. And I want to point out something really quick, because if you guys look really close, this is the same mirror. So this is not mirror matrixing. This is not stains on the mirror, because now the faces change.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh
You can
wow.
see it in the middle.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you look at the one that was on the left, it now has a mustache and like a beard. And then the one on the right is almost turning into like a scream face.
But
Yeah, but it almost looks like the same entity.
Yeah.
It just, his face just changed a little bit.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And those were taken pretty much back to back. I just, stepped to the side a little bit and snapped the picture.
Yeah.
Were you seeing them visually?
No, I could feel them. I knew they were there because it was really uncomfortable. And my nieces were telling me how uncomfortable they were. And as soon as I snapped that picture, we walked out and they were like, yeah, I don't like it in there. That's not right. So we left.
Let's look at the first one again. And I want to point something out to everybody that's watching. So if this was distortion in the mirror, these images would look closer. So you would see it. So if you look, see where the speckles in the mirror are, where maybe somebody splashed water up.
Yep.
So if these were distortions in the mirror causing matrixing during these photos, they would appear in the same area as where the specks are from like the water splashing on it, or like below it looks like there's some streaking. These aren't. These are distance away.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
there was no one in there at the time.
There is what seems to be a discernible depth to not being right at the doorway, but behind it.
Right.
And he could see the cheekbones, and the head does look elongated. It does. I could see the cheekbones and the nose. Really
yeah, you can see the definition of the nose right here. And
it's very defined.
go back to the other one. See it? These are definitely behind a distance behind where Kayce's standing, and not reflections in the mirror causing a distortion that looks like faces. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Or even pareidolia. It's not a pareidolia for me, because there's no like marks in the mirror, like nothing. It looks clear. That is very interesting capture.
Well, and there's something that discerns it from other things too. Is right here where you see where Kayce's flash is. If that was like distortions in the mirror, then the faces would have been lit up brighter from the flash. Like you see around where her flash is, where it's picking up the specks and it's picking up the streaks in the mirror there. The faces up above would have done the same thing caused from the flash. So the light would have definitely reflected off of those.
So what is behind you guys?
So in that room is the billiard room. So they have actual pool table behind there, and that's where the members would go to just play pool and hang out.
Okay,
it was empty. There was no one in there.
Wow.
You know what I want to point out too, because I don't know if we've ever even touched on this on any show before, but just listening to especially Chris offering analysis, that's how many times you'll hear people say that we go somewhere and we go to debunk first, and if we can't debunk, then it's paranormal. And I don't think that's an approach to take it. That almost sounds like a negative, biased approach out of the gate. What you do is you analyze and you assess and you use common sense and discernment, and that's what he did. He analytically broke down different aspects of what could cause a false positive, how it could not be a false positive. That's how you analyze something to determine paranormality or not. You don't target debunking, you analyze. And Chris just did a completely objective and thorough way of doing that. So I just thought that it hit me when he was talking, like that's how you're supposed to do it. That's the approach, that's the attitude.
Well, and to add what Ron's saying, if you go in trying to debunk, the first two theories that you come up with, like it's streaks in the mirror, you're automatically going to throw away great paranormal evidence that you've actually captured, because you're automatically dismissing everything because they're streaking on the mirror from it being dirty. But if you look closely at like this image, you can tell that face is not streaking from the mirror, because there's a distance to it. There's a depth to it. It's behind the door. It's not on the mirror. The flash would have picked it up. So when you go into the debunk and you go, hey, there's streaks on the mirror, so this must be streaking on the mirror, or like Cherie said, it's pareidolia. When you immediately count things out because of that, you're throwing away great paranormal evidence that you've actually captured, like these pictures here that Kayce showed us.
That's so true. Yeah.
It just shows that you can be objective. You can be objective and analytical at the same time. That's the point. What you demonstrated was being analytical and objective at the same time. You're not trying to prove it's paranormal. You're not trying to prove it's not and debunk it. You're just analyzing what you have. That's objective. That's scientific in nature. That's how we're supposed to do it, people.
Right. Yeah. Well, and defining paranormal, it is out of the normal. We're not straight up saying these are spirits. They appear to be spirits, right? They appear to be entities that she captured in the photo. But no matter how you look at it, when you objectively look at the photos and take away what it could be and realize that it falls outside of that realm, that's what makes it paranormal. Right.
Something that does not belong there is there.
That's right.
Oh, it belongs.
With a big dude that you can see through that looks like LeBron James going, what the hell are you doing in there? Pops up in the photo. Come on, guys.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Very good evidence, Kayce.
Thank you.
So this next one is Michelle LeBaron, so I don't get yelled at twice. Saging.
Oh, wow, look at that.
So we were saging a home here in Reno, and a gentleman had passed away in this home, and the new owners who were coming in had known that, and they just wanted to have her come in and have myself come in and sage and just make sure that it was okay, because they have a new baby coming in. So we were saging. So this picture I took myself, and it was like a regular flash picture, because you can see her. In the next picture, I didn't take that picture.
But the same camera took it without you taking it?
Yeah, it was yes, same camera, same everything. But and I was trying to take it, and I was telling her flash as I'm going along, so she knew when it was coming. And then we could hear the actual click of the camera, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm not doing that. I don't know what's happening." And it, yeah, throughout the house.
This was a regular camera. It wasn't a phone.
No, I believe that was my cell phone.
Okay, so the cell phone camera took this picture, and this was not you taking the picture.
No, because the other one I took, it had a flash.
So that to me is reminiscent. I don't know how familiar our audience is with, you know what I'm thinking about, right? The skull experiment, when they did 5 years, 2 sittings a week for physical mediumship. And one of the things that happened was the camera levitated and it took photos, not only in the environment, but it also produced photos from other locations and places and times with never leaving the room. The film was locked in containers. They even had SPR members at some point in there with the keys to those. They developed the film in the room. It never left the environment. And they had photos that should not have been there. So somehow that's the first thing that popped into my head with this is something took that photo or someone took that photo.
Yeah, because I wasn't doing it. I was literally, telling her when I was flashing the camera and letting her know. And we were talking at the time. And then you just hear the click of the camera. And I'm like, what the heck is happening? And it happened throughout the whole time we were saging this home.
Well, and what's even more amazing about this is going from a metaphysical side of it is when you're saging a house that needs to be cleansed. So normally what you thoroughly do is you start at the back of the house, you open up a couple doors, you start saging the house. And basically what you're doing is you're clearing the rooms, you're cleansing the rooms, and you're pushing the spirits that are inside the location out is basically what you're doing. And anybody that's a sensitive in the metaphysical portion of it that has done the saging, you can almost feel while you're doing it, the energy starting to swirl around you. And it's almost like you're chasing the energy out.
Yeah.
And this almost captures that sensation that you get, the swirling when you're chasing and when you're saging and you're cleansing a house. This almost picks up the energy around her that she's actually, I don't know, what would you call it? It's communicating out of the house where you're chasing it out.
Right.
So this is,
look at the feet. It looks like she has 4 feet. So that's not only intimidating to the spirit getting chased out. I would want to play Twister with her. She's got 4 feet.
Right.
It is weird because it's like it's her shadow, right?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. But then it looks like her actual feet on the shadow. It's weird.
It is weird.
Right?
But what's
couldn't
amazing
explain
is
it
if
at
you look at behind her too, she almost looks like she's doing the Speedy Gonzalez dash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's leaving like an energy trail behind her. And
Yeah.
It was so bizarre. I mean, I had no explanation. And when she looked at him, she's like, what? What is happening? Yeah, it was so weird.
I can tell you right now, when you're staging a location, you're not running that fast.
No, you're not.
That is weird, man. That is weird.
That's an intriguing photo.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's almost like on a digital recorder where you catch like an EVP that's not necessarily embedded in the recording, but it's kind of sitting on top of it. This is almost like a picture of the energy sitting on top of the photo.
Right.
Because Michelle's pretty much standing still at that point. But look, you can see she's got 2 hands, 2 pieces of sage. It's weird. It's like she's super Speedy Gonzalez running through.
Yeah. It was so bizarre. She was taking her time too. And I believe at this point, she stopped for a second to look up to talk to me. And she at the moment wasn't really moving. So it was just a bizarre experience.
Huh.
Different angle. There's a complete deficiency of light compared to that picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or she grabbed the wrong baggie.
That sage was some good stuff.
That's funny. So, all right, here you go, Kayce. Let's talk about this one.
This one was at the Washoe Club, and this was actually probably not even a month ago. I believe it was like 3 weeks ago. Michelle and I were up there helping a friend, and there was a tour group going through, and we were just making sure there were no stragglers, going behind, because there were a lot of people were really drunk and they weren't staying where they were supposed to. So I stopped for a moment, snapped a picture, and that's what I got. And then I snapped the next picture, and that's what I got. I have no explanation for it. They were back-to-back pictures, and it was the same, daylight. It was same time, right back to back. It was bizarre. I had no explanation for it or even what it is.
To that, the only thing that changes is the angle
and the flashlight. The first one doesn't have a flashlight, and the second one has a flashlight.
Right. Yep. And I had the flash on like both times, and that other one came out, and I was like, "What is that?
Is that an iPhone?"
What is that?
Yeah.
Is right.
Because the iPhone has something to do with the filtration with the light, that it does sometimes create the little bluish green dot. Now that one's a little bit stretched out like a UFO, and that may be because of refraction of light off the mirror.
Right.
But the interesting thing is that sometimes the phone, if the setting is on auto, won't do the flash if it thinks the lighting is sufficient, even if it's on. Or on auto mode when it needs it, and for some reason it thought it needed it the second time, but it didn't do it the first time.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like the flash reflecting off the lens altered the automatic white balance as well. That's why it looks darker and like it's at night.
I don't know. I thought that was weird, and I was trying to debunk. I was trying to figure it out, and I figured it was probably like a lens flare or something. But
the clarity. I mean, the clarity, and like Tony said, the white balance was a really good thing to bring up because it's for lack of a better way of saying it, night and day.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah, but because that UFO looking lens flare on the bottom, which is from the flash reflecting off the mirror back to the lens, that tells me that probably that flash of light affected the white balance of the camera and why we're looking at such a stark difference.
Right. Washoe Club is a great location.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Even though we haven't been there yet.
You should go.
Our bucket
list.
Yes. You should absolutely go.
Yes, we will.
All right. Something moved behind you, Kayce?
No, probably.
So I got a question for you. Did you tell everybody to stay the hell out of the office while you were on the show? Because there were people coming in and out before the show started.
That was my husband, and he knows to stay gone. He's been gone for a while, but he's the only one.
Oh, so you're there by yourself?
Yeah.
Interesting. Are you on a laptop or are you on a cell phone?
I'm on a laptop.
Damn it.
Right.
No further questions.
It would be really neat if she did a walk around the dark haunted restaurant.
I can if you want me to.
What's that?
I can if you want me to.
Let's do it at the end. Let's do it at the end.
Let's do it at the end.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to burn through these too fast, but milk jug falling. Tell us about that one. And I named everybody. I named these. Kayce sent them to me. I had to convert them, so I'm the one that named them. So they sound funny.
That sounds like a song from the '80s. Milk jug falling.
Yeah. So this one is at our restaurant. It's inside our refrigerator, one of our coolers that we have. My husband decided to put cameras in there because we were literally like noticing food going missing. So he wanted to try to figure out what was happening and who could have been doing it. So he put those in for that reason. But then my son called one night and he's like, "Mom, you have to look at this. Holy crap." So he was freaked out. He's like, "You and Michelle and everybody needs to come down and stage the restaurant." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And
well, that wouldn't be any fun, no, would it?
Right?
All right, let's watch it. Here we go.
Like, it literally just looks like the fucking jug just, like, fell.
Wow.
It just,
Wow.
Yeah.
Can we play that again?
I want to play that again, but I want you guys to pay really close attention. Anybody that's ever walked into a walk-in freezer, these things don't shake. They're about 6 inches thick of steel and insulation, and they're always mounted on a concrete floor. Nothing is going to rattle
There's
anything.
no give to them
there's no give to these things whatsoever. So
And Chris, before you play it again, I just want to point out that there's no use crying over it.
I was gonna say that. No sense crying over spilled milk.
Right. Exactly. Well, the only reason why my son looked at the video of that back is because he walked in and it was on the floor, and he was looking back on the cameras to see what waitress dropped it and didn't clean up after themselves.
Wow.
And that's what he got. So he was like, holy crap.
Yeah. Play it again.
The one thing you can always count on this show, everybody, is that there's going to be a smart ass comment, and then the rest of us are going to be pissed off that we didn't think about it first.
That's why me and you are.
Not quick enough. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Like, it literally just looks like the fucking jug just, like, fell.
Went end over end.
That's crazy.
It did. It went end over end.
Yeah.
It slid first. It slid first, and then it fell.
Yeah.
Something like.
But he's right. I mean, there was no shaking of the racks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't hanging off the edge. It was, matter of fact, I can't even see it until it flips out.
Right.
Well, you see, there's other jugs of milk there. So if something had rattled it, there were other jugs closer to the edge that should have fallen first. If it was
And that one was the only one that went right.
Yeah,
Everybody, watch that one more time.
Yes,
watch
please.
the jugs in front of it. They don't freaking
It
move.
looks like it slid first, and then it
So
fell.
You can see, actually, you can see if you zoom into it, and I have it on my phone, I can zoom into it.
I wish I
see
could.
the jug behind it push that one forward.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So is that your son talking, Kayce, or
That's
is that
my
your
son.
husband?
Yeah, my youngest, who doesn't think.
Well, that's another reason I want to listen to it again, because I love your comment, your son's comment.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Like, it literally just looks like the fucking jug just, like, fell.
Yeah.
You can see the one move.
Yeah, the one behind it moves forward.
Yeah.
That's creepy. You know what? That it's flashing me back.
I knew you was gonna say
Yeah, in my first book, Paranormally Speaking, I talk about when I had an attachment problem, and one of the things that it did before I got rid of it, I went to the supermarket with my son. I named 5 things in the car we were going to pick up. This is when I lived in California, and 2 of them, one was a loaf of bread, second shelf from the top, slid out and landed at my feet when I got there, and the other one was a package of cheese, like 75 slices, popped out of the bin and landed at my feet.
Oh wow!
And so and that's usually not my shopping experience, even with coupons. So the that just flashed me back to that experience, because that thing, there's no, like they said it, Tony and Chris said it best. There's no movement, nothing else shook. It's just end over end. Something gave it some inertia and it went.
Right.
That's wild.
We have that
Clearly, just a milk dud.
every day here.
It's just a milk dud. Damn.
Tony.
Y'all, I warned Kayce before the show started that there's no maturity in here.
That's all
whatsoever.
good. I don't mind.
That's an awesome
That's
capture.
good. Yep.
Yeah, that's great. That's great footage.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's got some force too, because it spins.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
had it just rolled off, it would have probably. I don't think it would have rolled like that.
Right.
The top would have hit first, but that thing.
It didn't do this and go down. It didn't like slide. It went like this.
The way it fell, you would imagine that some of the other milks would have fell, or at least rattled in such a way that you can really see them rattle.
Right,
Nothing.
right.
It's just one, and the one that pushes it out. That's crazy.
Just like Scott says, it came out with
force. Right.
Yeah. So you would think that the rest would rattle something, tipped over something.
Yeah.
Maybe the rest threw him out. No, no, get out of here.
Get out of here, dud.
Got evidence. Got milk.
Your expiration date's coming up. So
There
you're
you go.
Hey, don't serve this one, damn it.
We're milking this one.
We're milking.
Utter madness. It's utter madness.
It's utter madness.
I'm so
That was
sorry.
a great capture, though. It really was. Cream of the crop.
Yeah.
That is a really good capture. That's
Yeah, we
phenomenal.
need to move on to the next clip because this is getting a little curdled.
like it.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, Katie Holte wanted to know where that was. You're in Nevada.
It's BJ's Nevada Barbecue Company in Sparks, Nevada.
Oh,
BJ's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you're anywhere near Sparks, Nevada, and you don't go to, say it again, Kayce,
BJ's Nevada Barbecue Company in Sparks, Nevada.
then you guys suck if you don't go there.
yeah. That's
All
good.
right.
Definitely, we're gonna stop by there. We're not that far.
Great capture. Cream of the crop.
Thank you.
Wow.
I love it.
This is awesome.
I think 2% of the audience will get that.
It won't end. Let's move on to the next clip.
I could keep doing this all night. So the next one's pretty cool because we don't see a lot of this come onto the show. We see EVPs, we see pictures of spirits, we see captures coming on, stuff like that. We see a lot of audio. This is actually an experience that Kayce captured on film. This is when you were touched on the back, Kayce, and so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that one. Watch the look on Kayce's face and the way she moves when this happens in this video, guys.
Okay. Let me message Stephanie now. Oh, watch your step, you guys. Oh, that was really weird. I feel a male presence.
In your back?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's a male in here. That's a man. It's a man.
Oh my God.
Literally up my back, like just a finger up my back. And he likes to.
So you were touched in the basement and in the living room upstairs.
Yes.
The paranormal that night when the paranormal investigation is when you were touched in the base. You were touched in the basement, right? Is that
yes, on my like middle of the back, and then kind of went up my back towards my shoulder blades.
So like a long touch.
Yes, kind of like they were
Petting you
rubbing
too.
upwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were also being pet, just differently than me.
So that was someone else who did a paranormal investigation before I did, and she had the same experience, and the homeowner had actually sent that footage.
Oh, nice.
To me. So yeah, it was so bizarre. It was like just a finger straight, like in the middle, like right at my lower back, and it went up my back.
Did it go to your shoulder blades too, like her, or
almost?
Yeah, that's
interesting.
Because
So
you're similar to her a little bit, at least in there. I thought maybe it was you, but with longer straight hair. Maybe I thought it was her. I mean, I don't know. That's interesting though.
Yeah. So the homeowner had she put a camera in her basement a long time ago because they were getting flooding because they live next to a creek. So she put that in just in case there was more flooding, so they could see it, so they could get it cleared out, the water cleared out. So we didn't know she had cameras in there when we were in there. So she actually called one of my teammates and told him, "Holy crap! Oh my God, I have another person who had the same experience. I'll send you that information." And that's what she said. So it was.
Was it in the same area too?
Yeah, same spot.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of correlations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who thought it was a male spirit?
That was Michelle LeBaron.
That was Michelle. It sounded like Michelle.
Yeah.
So basically, that's Pokemon.
No.
See what we started?
Jeez.
You see what we started? No.
Okay, I'm reaching a little bit.
No, that was good.
It was funny.
It was good.
Had nothing to do with milk, and it was good.
Right.
Too much cartoon you're watching.
I've never.
Casey's like, Chris told me that you guys were mature, but she didn't say it was this freaking bad.
I don't mind immaturity at all.
Okay, so the next one I got, I named this one Morse Code REM Pod.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you want to explain that one to us?
So we were investigating the train depot in Gold Hill, Nevada, and that's literally a mile away from Virginia City. No one had ever been in there to investigate before. We were the first ever group to go in. And the second I set up my REM pod, it kept going off and it kept making those, beepy noises. And I was like, that's really weird. And everybody's like, change your battery. And I said, I did change my battery. I changed it before I got here. They said, change it again. So I changed it again. And then while we were there, the entire time we're in this depot, it kept happening. So before this happened, I had changed my battery twice. And then I said, I go, this sounds like Morse code. And they were like, no way. That's not it. And one of the gentlemen that was with us, he used to be in the military, and he said, no, that actually does sound like Morse code, because it was the same sequences over and over and over.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that, and then I'll give you a little bit of a story after.
So yeah, let's add a little bit of more credence to that. Is back in the 1800s when they used to speak telegraph, when they would send message telegraph, the telegraph offices were normally located, one in the post office, which was usually located in the train depot.
Yes, and this one did have
right. So
yes.
that has huge significance to this catch. Let's go ahead and watch it.
No, a Morse code thing going on.
And it would make sense for this location.
Yeah.
Oh, your phone needs to cool down before you can use it.
You've overused it. Probably with the light above it, dear.
No, your phone is hot.
Thank you.
The light isn't doing it.
You can make it change colors too if you get closer to it.
Can you do it again, please?
This isn't even hot.
Yeah, you can make it change colors.
And the battery's done almost. We'll have to stop this.
That was
That's insane.
We can't go live anymore.
off the wall.
Wow.
So
Sure does.
So Michelle at the time was doing a lot of like a TikTok live or Facebook live, one of the two. So that's why she's talking. But with the Morse code, she had asked everybody during the live, hey, if you know Morse code, please let us know what this is. And as we're doing this Morse code, my teammate Lisa said, who in here knows someone that knows Morse code that's passed? And I was the only one. I said, my dad. He was in the Navy and he did Morse code. So then 3 days later, Michelle called me in tears, and Lisa was in tears, and they told me that their friend had translated it, and he told them it doesn't make sense. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense, but let me tell you. And it ended up saying, I love you, Kayce.
Oh,
wow.
I'm sure that was my dad that passed away. So
Wow.
That's very cool.
yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. That was my next question, was if anybody familiar with Morse code got a chance to look at it and then see if it actually spelled anything out,
Yeah.
In a form of spiritual telegraphy. And that's interesting that actually, I'm glad you did that. That's follow through and thorough as far as investigating goes. That would have been the next thing to do.
Yeah, and because my first name is spelled differently, he said it spelled out CASE, but Kayce is what do you say?
And what's even more intriguing about that is, if you correct me if I'm wrong, but the REM pod, the proximity sensor is a different noise.
Yes.
So the actual beeping that you were getting was the temperature/wind sensor, right?
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was communicating, and you're in a closed room where the temperature is not going to change, and I seriously doubt there was a wind blowing through there.
No.
So that was a direct
I'll blurt it out.
communication using a different sensor on the REM pod than the proximity sensor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. And, having Morse code come through in other paranormal investigations has happened before and spelled out very clear messages. So that could very well have been what that was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Historic fun fact, Morse code was conceived of like 40 minutes or so from here in Morristown, New Jersey. Remember we did that investigation that was at the property of the Morse family that actually...
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is a huge piece of evidence there. You've got a direct communication that has your name in it.
Yeah.
It's not the proximity sensor going off. It's the temperature/wind sensor portion of the REM pod that would not have been affected at all during that portion of the investigation.
Right.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And the message, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And the odds of that message coming through using that sensor on that REM pod at that point in time, we've talked about this before. The correlation, you have a better chance of winning the Powerball.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's huge.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Awesome.
That is pretty intriguing. That is pretty intriguing that it was translatable to something that was personal and relevant versus just, being randomized beeping sounds, which, we know devices can do. But right. I mean, I would test that going forward. Like when you use that again in other places, especially if this is someone who is personal to you, then you have the possibility through transient travel that he could be coming through in other places. I would, anytime you get that, I would have it deciphered again and to see if anything else comes through. You might have yourself a direct line.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And what would even make it more intriguing is if you can encapsulate it a little bit to keep it temperature safe and wind safe and proximity safe, so something couldn't get near it, manipulate it. And if you get the same messages, you have a direct form of communication.
That'd be so wild.
Wow.
That would be very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. From somebody you assert is doing it, who knew it, who knew that form of contact, who knew that communication.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, really quick, guys, before we go to the next piece of evidence and before we have Kayce walk us around her haunted IHOP. In about 5 minutes, the UNX network is going to switch over to their next audio program, but we are continuing to go live on Facebook and on YouTube, so stick around and see us complete the show. You guys don't want to ditch Kayce. She's awesome, and she's got some awesome evidence, so stick around and keep an eye out for us and keep watching. So the next one we have, I labeled it orbs. What was that?
I'm only trying to even think of orbs. Which one is that one?
Say that again, Kayce. I'm sorry.
I don't even know which one that one is. Which one is it?
That is it looks like a security camera video of you and Michelle.
Okay, so yeah, no, that's another friend of mine. We were at one of my really good friends' businesses, and he's had paranormal activity there since they moved in 20 years ago. And he, at one point, asked me to come do his house, and I brought Michelle with me, and he finally asked, he goes, do you guys want to come in and just check out my business? And I said, hell yeah, I do. So we went in, and we've never been disappointed by this location. It is highly active, and it's crazy. Okay. So it's interesting.
Let's take a look. Here we go.
What the heck fell?
I don't know why I named that orbs.
Beach ball with a glow stick in it, and it had sat there for probably a good almost hour and didn't do anything. And then it finally, we had to look back at the footage. It just fell over. What happened? Wow. And then you saw the little orbs that are kind of circling around it a couple times. It was totally bizarre.
Play that one again.
Yeah, let's play it again.
Yeah, good.
All right, here we go.
It just like falls.
Yeah.
So what is that?
It's just a little beach ball with a little glow stick in it.
Oh, okay.
That was.
But it has a glow stick inside of it.
Inside of it, yeah.
Are those mannequins behind it?
No, that one was Michelle sitting in a chair, and the other one was my friend's wife sitting in a chair.
I didn't see any heads. I just saw the body.
But neither of them were moving, and that's why it was so interesting, because everybody's like, well, maybe they hit the table, but neither of them moved, and
that's why I was asking, because they weren't moving it. But look just before it falls. Can you play it one more time, Chris?
No.
Look at whoever's sitting closest to it and watch the leg. Just play it one more time.
All right, here we go.
the paper moved.
There's something moving next to it.
Yeah. Is that a paper? It seems like the paper moves a little bit.
I can't tell. I can't tell what I'm looking at. That's what makes it hard. But I do see movement. But I don't know if it's a leg. I don't know if it was the arm to the love seat or so. I can't.
You know what's funny? I was sitting right across from her. She didn't move at all. We were all just having a conversation. At that point, we stopped investigating. We were just talking amongst ourselves, and that's when that happened.
It looks to me like she wasn't moving for most of it, but was it like a swiveling chair? It looked like she was still, and then she kind of swiveled a little bit.
That person sitting in the back, the head moved a couple of seconds before. I don't think it's related
No,
to
I
the,
don't think
to the
so
ball
either.
moving,
No.
but the head moved.
No,
I think she swiveled
and
the chair.
she probably had a swiveling chair, but I was sitting across from her, and we were in actively in a conversation. So I don't know that.
No, let's watch that again because I see what Tony's talking about. It almost looks like a shadow or a mist comes in between the leg and the beach ball that falls.
Yeah, and I can't tell exactly what I'm looking at. I can't tell if it's a leg. I can't tell if it's shadow. I can't.
Well, that is a desk, and
No, I understand what's in the layout. I just can't tell what.
Table, man.
Shift.
Watch that again. Watch. So where the beach ball's sitting, and the girl that's sitting there with her leg right there. Watch in between the beach ball and the leg. There's like a shadow or a mist that moves in.
Okay, let's check it.
All right, here we go.
okay. I'm trying to explain it to Tony. He's like, "Where's the person? There's no
Is there
head."
one or two people in the shot?
There's
Two
two.
people in the shot. So the one sitting in the chair right by where the beach ball is, that's my friend Monica. And then
she's
right
wearing
behind
beanie?
her, and right behind her is Michelle.
Michelle, I can tell Michelle's. Yeah, it's Michelle.
Yeah.
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 So that's
pretty
very
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is very
that
cool.
happened all night long. Like we kept getting, every time we walk out of the room, the ball would fall, and we come back in and set it back up again, and we'd look at the footage, and it was the same, like just nothing happening. So it was crazy.
Awesome.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Casey, do you have the ability to walk us through the
I
restaurant?
do, yeah, I do. Let me know if I'm like there's something that you can't see, or you want me to go
And what's
faster.
for
or slower.
dinner?
Hold on.
What's for dinner?
Right? What's for
What's
dinner?
for dinner?
What's the special menu for today?
Today nothing because we're closed, but normally it's
Darn.
rib. We have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Let's see. Let's go this way, and then we'll go around the other side. So this is
What
coming
is
through the kitchen.
Where
to
did the
dining
milk
room.
carton
This is
fall
where
out?
that gentleman passed away.
Right there.
Yes, right here.
Who's the spirit sitting on the end of the bar right
That's
here?
that's my husband. Don't mind him.
Hello.
Hi, husband.
Well, let me take you into the pit room. You guys probably want to see that. So this is our pit room, and my husband did the whole remodel on this thing. We gutted this down to just the brick walls, and that's it. So everything else you see, my husband did.
Nice.
Wow. Very nice.
Nothing in there. Let's go to the other one. Maybe he loaded the pit.
So
didn't
can
quite
he
yet.
can he hear us right now, Casey?
But those are our smokers. And they'll probably load meat for tonight for tomorrow shortly. Here is
Still
the
daylight
front.
there.
Yeah, it's a good sized place.
Daylight.
Wow, look at that.
Front
That's
entryway.
nice.
That's our hostess station. Dining room. Here's where I stand and what I do. I basically make sure everybody's food is correct, and I put knives and spoons and do all of that.
So in the area that you're in,
Yeah.
which spot is the most active?
Most active, I'll take you right now.
Okay.
And that's back here by the back bar.
That's nice.
It really is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this
Are
is
those
where
real bricks?
this is where the back bar is, and this is the most active spot that we have.
Wow.
Are those real bricks that you have there? Or
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes.
Nice.
Real brick. And then the ceiling up here.
Oh,
that
I
is-
love that.
That is awesome. Yeah.
That is old original tin ceiling from one of the casinos that was torn down long ago, and the fire department gave it to us when we were remodeling.
Oh,
Very
that's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of
So
old
we have
in New York
the
have that.
bar
Yeah.
area. Taking
That's
the
so
back
cool.
kitchen.
Okay, what the activity then?
Salon.
And we have a lot of experiences in here too as well, right by the dish pit.
Yeah.
Things fall off the shelves. We have lots of poltergeist activity back here.
The kitchen's
But-
huge.
You know.
Right?
And then here is the coolers. And this is the one where the milk fell. And
That's crazy.
Ooh,
Oh, you're losing signal in there, Kayce.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably because of
probably the spirit.
Yeah, you got too close to the milk.
Or it's this inch thick freezer.
Come back, Kayce. Come back.
She just went into the cooler. She shouldn't have
I'm-
froze.
Oh, on a roll
He is on a
tonight.
roll.
He's in a row.
Kayce, come out the cooler.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
froze in the cooler. That's
Sorry.
awful.
There he is.
Oh, you're okay.
I went into the cooler and it lost signal for a second.
Yeah, because of the
But
thick
in
and
that cooler, I don't know if you guys saw any of that.
Yeah.
Where that lip is, like it's got a lip on the edge, and it's like legitimately to push it off precariously to make it so it would fall over. It has to sit out a good 3 inches before it'll fall over.
Yeah.
And in that video, it wasn't. It looked like it was flush. So
Yeah.
Right.
who knows? But that's our
Oh,
restaurant.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, that is
That's
awesome.
big.
Very nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you.
How long have you owned the restaurant?
Well, my husband and my in-laws purchased the restaurant in 1991, and
Wow.
we still have it. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice to see that you made it through COVID.
yeah, absolutely.
Very nice. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, Kayce, this is the part of the show where we say shameless plugs. Where can you be found? Where can we see your evidence?
What you doing next?
What you doing next?
Exactly.
No.
So this, you can go on to Reap Investigations West Coast page. You can join there. That's typically where all of our evidence is going. I'm on Facebook. Anybody can find me there. It's under Kayce Rathmann, Leal. And I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, but for the most part, most of our evidence is always going to be on the REAP page.
And your restaurant. Promote the hell out of it.
Yeah, and our restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's the name of the restaurant?
it's BJ's Nevada Barbecue Company. Yeah.
Right.
And it's in Sparks, Nevada. It's on Victorian Avenue. And we've been family owned and operated since 1991. And actually we bought it from a gentleman and his wife, and they purchased it, and they started it in 1986. So we've been going for that long.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Well, Kayce, it was wonderful having you on the show. Thank you for
Thank you guys so
spending
much.
your Monday night with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
And
though
you
you
were touring us.
Yes. I
Yeah,
had
through the
fun.
restaurant. That was great to see.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to see you
that
guys
was
again.
awesome.
Thank you.
Only on Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence will you get a tour of a haunted restaurant from Sparks, Nevada.
Right?
Live.
Live.
Oh, what? Wait, before we go, do you allow the other investigators or to investigate your restaurants?
I think it depends on who they are and you know what they want to do. If you guys, you're always more than welcome to come down.
Do you give samples of the smoked ribs? Because I have my head right now.
Yes, you do.
Feed us before we do an investigation.
Absolutely. There is always food right
Just
before the
check it.
investigation.
Just check it.
Absolutely.
I think you guys are cousin.
Yeah. Well, my husband seems to think so. So
You never know.
We used to have 2 ends before.
Yeah, I told him that.
Oh,
Yeah, that I heard the conversation, but you never know. I mean, I know that it was the 2 ends of whatever. You may be related somehow. And then whoever decided to add, I'm sorry, whoever decided to add back the end, because they were like, you know what, I want my end back, and then they put it back. I mean, I don't know. It could be related.
And actually, I think my husband has family that's Rathmans that are in Phoenix. So,
I bet you are related somehow, distant or whatever.
Never know.
Never know. Never know.
Yes.
But you guys are always any of you are welcome to come down and investigate this place.
That's
They're
awesome.
too far. We're very close, so we go first.
Yeah.
I know.
Right?
They're gonna beat us to the punch.
Yeah, I'll get on a plane for ribs and REM pods.
Absolutely, anytime.
And fresh milk.
West Coast.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Kayce, thank you for
Thank
being
you guys
on
so
tonight.
much.
We appreciate it. Great evidence.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Want to reach out to our viewers that come by every week. We had Melissa Blackman, who's always here. Thank you, Melissa. Anthony Simonelli, how you doing? Scott Riddick. We had Genghis Khan.
Brenda.
I didn't think he was still
those
on.
Holtes.
Both Holtes popped in. Yeah,
they were both here. Yeah.
We had Everett. We had Rebecca. We had God. Who else did we have? Katie.
Melissa Blackman. Yep, Melissa Blackman.
Melissa Blackman. She's always listening. Thank you guys for stopping by. Caitlin.
Caitlin's my niece.
I scrolled right past it. Sorry.
Lady Bray.
Nice.
Always the same people, always following us. Thank you guys for stopping in every week.
Thank you for your
Of course.
support.
And thank you to
so much.
Ray's, our producer.
Yes. Thanks to Race, our producer. Thanks to UNX for having us on. And thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Of course, we will be back again next week. Same time, same channel, same haunted stuff. And I got to tell you, if you're ever in Nevada, you got to make sure you go to BJ's Nevada Barbecue Company, because the one thing that you can guarantee is that it's got fresh milk and you'll stay haunted.
That's right.
All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you
Bye,
next
guys.
week.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Bye.
Can you give me a name? What's your name?